The entertainment world is mourning the loss of an absolute legend today. Catherine O'Hara, beloved comedy icon known for Schitt's Creek, Home Alone, and countless other roles, has died at age 71. Her agency, Creative Artists Agency, confirmed to E!Newspeople magazine and Page 6 on Friday, January 30th, that Catherine died at her home in Los Angeles following a brief illness. The specific cause of death has not been revealed, but it's known that she suffered from a rare condition called dextrocardia with situs inversus, which is a birth defect where organs in the chest and abdomen are positioned as a mirror image of normal anatomy. Catherine is survived by her husband of 33 years, production designer Bo Welch, and their two sons, Matthew, who's 32, and Luke, who's 28. This is absolutely devastating news for so many people because Catherine touched multiple generations with her work. For millennials and Gen Z, she was Moira Rose, the incredibly eccentric former soap opera star on the Emmy-winning sitcom Schitt's Creek. That show, which ran from 2015 to 2020, became a cultural phenomenon, especially after it hit Netflix, and Catherine's performance as Moira, with her over-the-top wigs, her unique way of pronouncing words, and her dramatic personality, was absolutely iconic. She won the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series in 2020 for that role. In her acceptance speech, she said, quote, "I will forever be grateful to Eugene and Daniel Levy for the opportunity to play a woman of a certain age, my age, who gets to fully be herself. That role really did give older women representation in a way that was joyful and unapologetic," and Catherine always said she hoped Moira would inspire women to dress hipper, take more chances, and have fun with wigs. But for older generations, and especially for anyone who grew up in the 80s and 90s, Catherine was Kate McCallister, the frantic mom in Home Alone, desperately trying to get back to her son Kevin, played by Macaulay Culkin. That 1990 Christmas movie became one of the most beloved holiday films of all time, and Catherine's performance as the guilt-ridden mother was so heartfelt and genuine. Macaulay Culkin, who was just 9 years old when they filmed Home Alone, posted an incredibly emotional tribute on Instagram after news of Catherine's death. He wrote, quote, "Mama, I thought we had time. I wanted more. I wanted to sit in a chair next to you. I heard you, but I had so much more to say. I love you. I'll see you later." That tribute is absolutely heartbreaking because you can feel how much she meant to him even decades after they worked together. Pedro Pascal, who worked with Catherine on the HBO series The Last of Us, also paid tribute, writing, quote, "Oh, genius to be near you. Eternally grateful. There is less light in my world, this lucky world, that had you will keep you always, always." Catherine's career spanned over 50 years, and she was a Canadian comedy institution. She was born in Toronto in 1954 and got her start at the legendary Second City Comedy Theatre, where she worked alongside Eugene Levy John Candy, Martin Short, and other future stars. She became a founding cast member of SCTV, which was Second City Television, a sketch comedy show that aired in the late 70s and early 80s. She won her first Emmy in 1982 as a writer on SCTV. One interesting fact is that Catherine was briefly hired for Saturday Night Live in 1981, but she quit after just a few days without ever appearing on air because SCTV got picked up again, and she wanted to stay with her comedy family. She later said, quote, "Basically I said, oh sorry, I gotta go be with my family. Yeah, not cool to take a job and leave it, but it all worked out the way it was supposed to." Throughout the 80s and 90s, Catherine built an incredible film career. She played Delia Deetz in Tim Burton's Beetlejuice in 1988 and reprised that role in the 2024 sequel Beetlejuice. She voiced Sally in The Nightmare Before Christmas in 1993. She appeared in 4 Christopher Guest mockumentaries, including Waiting for Guffman Best and Show a Mighty Wind, and For Your Consideration, always collaborating with her close friend Eugene Levy. Speaking of Eugene Levy, their friendship and creative partnership lasted over 50 years, from SCTV all the way to Schitt's Creek, which was created by Eugene and his son Dan Levy. Eugene hasn't publicly commented yet on Catherine's death, but their bond was so deep. They played romantic partners multiple times, and Catherine once said of their relationship, "I would love to think we continue to challenge each other like a good married couple would do." Catherine was also incredibly close with John Candy, another SCTV alum, and when John died suddenly of a heart attack in 1994, at age 43, Catherine gave his eulogy. She said through tears, quote, "His movies are a safe haven for those of us who get overwhelmed by the sadness and troubles of this world. As if he knew he'd be leaving us soon, John left us a library of fun to remember him by." One of Catherine's final projects was actually a 2025 documentary about John Candy's life, where she was interviewed. Her final projects before her death included the Apple TV series The Studio with Seth Rogen, which just premiered, and she was supposed to continue filming season 2. She also appeared in Season 2 of The Last of Us and voiced a character in the Oscar-nominated animated film The Wild Robot in 2025. Page 6 reported that she was forced to miss early filming of the studio Season 2 just days before her death, and that the Los Angeles Fire Department responded to a call at her home at 4:48 a.m. on January 30th and transported her to the hospital in serious condition before she passed. Catherine once told USA Today, quote, "It's a beautiful gift to be able to laugh, and especially to laugh at yourself. She brought that gift of laughter to millions of people for over 5 decades, and the world is genuinely less funny without her in it." Schitt's Creek made history at the 2020 Emmys by winning 9 awards in a single year, the most ever for a comedy, which included Catherine's win for lead actress plus wins for Eugene Levy John Candy and Annie Murphy. The show's final season was a perfect ending, and Catherine got to go out on top with that role. What makes this loss even more poignant is that Catherine represented a rare thing in Hollywood: longevity, authenticity, and the ability to reinvent herself. She had a whole second act with Schitt's Creek when she was in her 60s, proving that older actresses can be hilarious, sexy, complex, and the center of a story. She never tried to be young, she just fully inhabited who she was at every stage. Rest in peace to an absolute legend, Catherine O'Hara. She gave us Moira Rose, she gave us Kate McCallister, she gave us Sally and Delia Deetz, and so many other unforgettable characters. What's your favorite Catherine O'Hara performance or memory? Share it in the comments, and let's celebrate her incredible life and legacy.